Okay. We are 2-4 day 2. Like I said, the story problems, the challenge is getting the picture. I think once the picture's there, the trig stuff is kind of easy. You know your SOHCAHTOA pretty well. Okay, some of the story problems are going to use the phrase angle of elevation and angle of depression. We had those back in geometry, so we'll review that. So angles of elevation.
Oh, I remember this.
Do you?
Fortunately.
And depression.
No, I don't remember this.
All right. So, say here's our eyeball.
Yep. Oh, yeah.
Is it coming remembering something? Okay. Angles of elevation and depression are measured from the horizontal. If I look straight out at something, I'm not looking up, I'm not looking down, that's a 0-degree angle of elevation or depression. So anytime you see these phrases, angle of elevation, depression, you need a 0 line. And the 0 line is straight out from your eyeball. Yes, the Cyclops. That horizontal line is always going to make one of your sides of your angle. So if I look up at something, beautiful bird in the sky. Oh, it's falling then. Duck season. It's duck season. It's on its way down. It's duck season. Okay. If I look up, the amount I look up from that horizontal line is my angle of elevation. I didn't think it looked right. They go this way? Okay. Sounds good. All right. If I look down to the ground to see a giant wood tick, mutant wood tick,
Probably a better thing to look at than a drone.
the amount I look from the horizon line down is my angle of depression. So, when you see angle of elevation and angle of depression, you have to have a 0 line and then you go from there. So let me challenge you. Okay, let's just suppose the angle of elevation of the sun. Angle of elevation of the sun is 23 degrees 4 minutes. Oh, 23.4 degrees, sorry. 23.4 degrees. Find the shadow length of Cindy Newman.
Can I just put Cindy?
That's all I'm putting. Cindy, who is how tall? 5.75 feet tall.
Wait, that's exactly how tall I am.
5.75?
Oh, wait. Me too. Oh, wait, no.
What's 3/4 of a foot?
5'9".
Oh, no.
8 inches.
4 goes into 12 3 times. 9. 5'9". Oh.
Why doesn't Cindy just measure her shadow?
I don't know. All right, so we've got some sunshine. And we've got Cindy Newman on the ground. And her shadow.
That is the ugliest sign I've ever seen.
Here's her shadow on the ground. supposed to be flat. It's hard to draw. All right, where's my triangle coming into play here?
Her face.
Well, I need to draw the 0 at the line that
Where is the 0 going to be in this problem?
from her eye.
Could be the
ground.
ground.
The ground. The triangle is coming from here. The sun rays get blocked by her head up to the sun here. Okay. So there's my right triangle. The sun rays behind her, she's blocking the sun. So it starts being blocked. Just, yeah. All of the rays behind her are blocked, and then this one gets past her, and that gives us the end of her shadow. All right, what do I know about my right triangle here? Where is this 23.4 degrees going?
I feel like that's on.
It's going where her shadow headed.
Right, it's on the ground. My 0 line is this horizontal line on the ground. So it's like her shadow looking up at the sun. So the 0 line is right here along the ground. So the angle in here is your 23.4 degrees. And I've got her height at 5.75. That's her actual height. That's this vertical side of my triangle. And what do they want us to find?
The shadow length.
The shadow length. That's along the ground here. So put those three parts together. Which trig function is going to answer this question?
Tangent.
Tangent, because we got opposite and adjacent. So the tangent, well, one thing about these story problems, you only have to find one part. The tangent of 23.4 equals, and then set up the right ratio. What should the ratio be?
5.75.
Yes, it's opposites on the top over the adjacent. If you need to label it, opposite and adjacent. Put a 1 under here so I can see what's getting multiplied. And now it's cross products. So 5.75 is getting multiplied by 1. Divide by the tan of 23.4. If you're in degree mode, it does not.
But you should like always be in degree mode for safety.
Yes, you should be until the next chapter. And then on the exam, when we flip back and forth.
No.
Yeah.
Okay, okay.
So how long is her shadow?
I got 13.29.
13.29 sounds. What do they got in the book here? 13.3. Oh yeah, 3 sig figs. Any questions on that one?
Pretty good.
Okay.
Alright.
Okay. So not all of your problems will have angle of elevation and depression. I'm just going to do one more. I think I'm going to do one more. Which one is it?
But don't drink that.
44. Number 2. 44. The length of the base of an isosceles triangle. So the base of an isosceles triangle is 42.36 inches. Each base angle is 38.12 degrees. Find the altitude. Oh, what is altitude? Okay, there's a lot going on in here that they're expecting you to remember from geometry. First of all, isosceles triangle. We did review this earlier in chapter 1. What's an isosceles triangle? Two congruent sides. So you've got an isosceles triangle. And our SOHCAHTOA stuff is only going to work with right triangles, so we'll have some more work to do. What are they telling me about this isosceles triangle?
Base is 42.
The base, where's the base?
Bottom. The bottom.
The bottom, 42.36 inches. What about that 38.12 degrees? Where are those?
Those are the two corners.
Yep, the two bottom ones here, they're the same, because they're across from the same side. So 38.12 degrees. What do you do, Austin?
Cut it in half.
You cut it in half like this?
Make it a 39. No,
Oh,
down the middle.
down the middle.
Yes, like that.
Down the middle is correct, but I didn't like your 30-60-90 statement. I agree, it looks like a 30-60-90 because you got a long and a short and a hypotenuse. This is already 38, so we know it's not 30-60-90.
Well,
But it is what kind of triangle?
Right.
Each one's a right triangle. Okay, where's the altitude in this picture?
Well, it would be that line that you just...
Yeah, the height. The altitude is the perpendicular height here. We're looking for this. So we'll stand on one of these right triangles. Where do you want to stand on the right triangle?
38.1.
38.12, so I'm going to plant myself here. I'm trying to find what side in reference to that. Opposite. Do I know any other side of the right triangle? What's the adjacent going to be? Half of that. You got to cut that in half. So half of 42 is 21.18,
Yeah.
and that's adjacent. So now it's an easy SOHCAHTOA problem. Which trig function? Tangent of 38.12 equals, how's the ratio going to be? X over 21.18. Pick up your calculators. X gets multiplied by 1. And then those two get multiplied. And we're looking at 4 sig figs.
16.62.
So it was actually a very short triangle, if Matt's right. Yeah, he is. Okay, so today's the easy day in the story problems. The next 3 days will be a little more challenging, but you get to try. Page 92. Draw a picture for these. Unless the picture's there, then I guess it's all right. One, two, three, 4, 5, 6.
wow, I think that took notes.
Yep. Well,
Good job.
yeah, that's it. 6 of them. So it's tough. I want to give you more class time to struggle through. Don't just read it and say, oh, I can't get it, and raise your hand up. Actually try a little bit. It'll pay off in the end.
That's what I heard too.